In our Sunrise Smart Start, Rochester police making an arrest in the city's latest homicide. 21-year-old Derek Gunter is accused of killing 25-year-old Walt Quarries Evans Sunday on Orchard Street in the city. Gunter taken into custody last night. He is charged with second-degree murder and criminal possession of a weapon and is due to be arraigned coming up later this morning. A Rochester man arrested after police say he shot at a moving car, sparking a standoff on Maryland Street. According to investigators, 41-year-old Anthony Breedlove fired at that vehicle before entering a nearby home. No one in the car was injured. Officers set up a perimeter around that home and attempted to make contact with Breedlove. He eventually surrendered and is charged with reckless endangerment and criminal possession of a weapon. Rochester City Council with a big step last night, approving a measure to create a guaranteed basic income pilot program. Erica Cost live outside City Hall with more on who is impacted and how much money they'll get. Erica, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. That's right, $500 monthly for 175 families for the first year of the pilot program. Those families are all at or below 200% of the federal poverty rate. The second year, the same amount of families will receive that money as well. The vote in City Council last night was unanimous. If you can remember, this proposal was introduced by former Mayor Lovely Warren not too long ago as her final act in office. She says basic income is the quickest way for families to escape poverty and build generational wealth. While it can't be achieved for all, it's her hope to at least demonstrate the impact this could provide. City Council President Loretta Scott says this is just the beginning.
I really appreciate the fact that we're going to move this forward, and I believe it's going to be great because we're going to continue to do the work. It is a pilot that's going to be a pilot that grows into being a magnificent example of what government can do when we get our heads on straight.
This would be paid for with funds from the American Rescue Plan. It's estimated to be around $2.2 million, and the city would also pay the Black Community Focus Fund $50,000 annually to manage it. In Rochester, Erica Cost, News 8.
Erica, thank you. Also in that meeting last night, City Council approving the Rochester Employee Vaccination Program that offers monetary incentives for city workers who are fully vaccinated against COVID. Mayor-elect Malik Evans says he wants to make sure Rochester is ready once legal marijuana sales officially begin. Evans announcing the Cannabis Preparation Commission for when the state begins to issue licenses for dispensaries. The mayor-elect says he wants to bring the community and experts to the table, ensuring the sales are conducted in a way that is beneficial for Rochester and its residents.
If people are left out, particularly black and brown communities, we will miss a major opportunity. Yeah. And my goal is to make sure that that doesn't happen. But the only way that we can make sure that happens is that if we have good preparation. So that's what this Cannabis Preparation Commission is all about. This initial group will get together, and then they will engage other members of the community. They will bring people into the commission.
Sales in New York are expected to begin before the end of next year. Each town and city across the state has until the end of the month to opt in or out of marijuana dispensaries and lounges. New this morning, Genesee County Sheriff's deputies say a Cheektowaga man has died after a crash on Route 77 in Alabama. Investigators say 55-year-old Mark Morlock veered off the roadway near Judge Road and crashed around 5 yesterday. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The Genesee County Coroner's Office believes Morlock suffered a medical emergency before that fatal crash. All right, James, folks heading out for maybe a walk with the pooch or perhaps a jog this morning. Not bad by mid-December standards. Temperatures, what, mid-30s, right?
Yeah, certainly. And you think about what we can have this time of year, easily 20s. We should normally be in the 20s with wind chills in the teens. So we're going to call it comfortable as we're starting off in the mid-30s, climbing pretty quickly into the 40s this afternoon, next 24 hours. This is a strange graphic because we just keep getting warmer. Even by midnight, the warmest part of the day over the next 24 as we climb into the low 50s. When does the rain arrive? Likely by late morning into early afternoon. We'll have the bus stop forecast at the end of the show.
All right, James, thank you. One accident to pass along at this hour. It is on Pembroke Drive in Penfield. Live view of 390, volume building in there, but cars flowing well in both directions. 490, 590, up to speed as well. Well, in Washington, the House and Senate both are voting to raise the nation's debt limit, helping to avert a default. This after months of debate about raising the federal debt ceiling. Joined by Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson once again this morning, live in D.C. Rashad, good morning. So it's passed the House and Senate now. What's the next step for this resolution?
Hey, good morning, Mark. It now heads to the president's desk for his signature, and the Treasury Department had sort of set today's date as being the deadline for Congress to pass this debt ceiling resolution. This gives them more time to sort of pay their bills, pay the country's bills. Now, the country has never defaulted on its credit, and the Treasury Department was concerned by even getting up until this point that it hurts interest rates and the financial situations of the country.
Yeah, a lot of focus on interest rates right now, that's for sure. Would you term this a long-term or a short-term fix as it relates to the debt ceiling?
Well, as of right now, it sort of buys Congress more time to figure out a longer-term situation. Some lawmakers have floated the idea of getting rid of the nation's debt limit so Congress doesn't have to return to this issue every few years. But as of now, Congress will have to return to this issue in 2023. So it gives them a little more time to sort of find that longer-term fix to prevent this situation from coming up. And traditionally, this is a bipartisan effort, meaning Democrats and Republicans come together in lifting the nation's debt limit, but that wasn't necessarily the case this time.
Yeah, no one wants to see a default, that's for sure. Rashad, thank you. Again, we should mention the vote narrowly passing in the Senate last night. The vote was 50-49. Well, also in Washington, the House voting to hold former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows in contempt of Congress. The committee investigating the January 6th riots at the Capitol voted unanimously to move forward with contempt charges earlier in the week. Meadows refused to comply with a subpoena from the committee, citing executive privilege. The Justice Department will now determine whether or not to file charges. O.J. Simpson is now a fully free man after a Nevada court ruled he should be discharged from his parole on good behavior. The 74-year-old was convicted in an armed robbery case back in 2008 and sentenced to 33 years. He was granted parole back in 2017. Here's what some folks will be talking about at the water cooler this morning. A record-setting night at the Garden, and it involved the net. Golden State Warrior star Steph Curry breaking the NBA record, the all-time record for most three-pointers made, and there it was. Last night, Curry needed just 2 to pass Ray Allen for tops on the all-time list. It happened in the first quarter. Curry stepped back and knocked down that shot, etching his name in the NBA record books. Big hug from the coach, Steve Kerr. And then he went and found his dad, Del Curry, who, as we mentioned earlier, was a pretty darn good shooter in his own right back in the day with the Charlotte Hornets. There it is. No one better than Steph, though, the all-time king.
Yeah, and I am so awful at shooting three-pointers that watching him do it with such ease at such a high level is really spectacular to watch.
Yeah, you're a better forecaster. We know that.
Thanks. I mean, look, put me under the rim and I'll do fine. Get a couple of rebounds for you, but maybe that's about it. Maybe kids thinking about going to school and then coming back and doing a little basketball practice. 30s and 40s this afternoon, 50s and 60s for your Thursday. Warm. It's windy there as well. Scattered rain showers not only this afternoon, but Thursday as well. And still keeping an eye on what could be a busy weekend, too.
Yeah. All right. The world needs rebounders, too, James.
Thank you.
It's an important job.
That's what I'm here for.
Our next update,
Follow
30.
News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.